Good morning. This is Terry from the Frugal Connection. It is going to be a scorcher today. We're supposed to get in the 90s. There's this heat wave that has come into Western New York where I live, and it's in the 90s. It's going to be humid, so I'm trying to get a jump on dinner tonight by making some black bean burgers. I'm going to form the patties, get them all ready to go. I probably will bake them ahead of time just so I don't have to turn the oven on later when it's the hottest part of the day. But I thought I'd bring you along on my journey today, on my cooking journey in my kitchen. The nice thing about black bean burgers is that they are so versatile. So I will often add a vegetable in with them. In this case, I'm adding chopped carrots. I peel the carrots and then I chop them into smaller pieces just so that my food processor can handle that. Next, I'm cutting up an onion First, I peel it and then I cut it into quarters and put that in the food processor along with the carrots. Into the food processor, I put the carrot, the onion. Sometimes I'll use a clove of garlic. I also added the 2 cans of black beans and a cup of rolled oats. You do need the rolled oats to hold it together. Sometimes I'll add about a half a cup of sunflower seeds if I have that, which I did not this time. But you definitely need the rolled oats or some sort of binder. You could use quinoa as well. Once I pulse that all together, then I add my spices. And today I used cumin, chili powder, smoked paprika, garlic powder, and about a teaspoon of salt. The thing I like about the black bean burgers is that you can use different spices and switch it up depending on what you like best. I lined my cookie sheet with parchment paper, and then I just took my cookie scoop and scooped them out evenly on the cookie sheet. As you'll see in a few minutes, though, I ended up deciding that they were too small, so kind of rearranged them, which of course made a mess, but that's okay. They still taste good. Okay, friends, I made kind of a mess, as you can see. I decided after I started scooping them out that they were going to be too small, so I kind of fiddled with them and left with a kind of a mess, but it'll work. So I'm going to pop them in the oven, 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. And then I will flip them on the other side and bake them for another 10 minutes. And then they're done. They hold their shape well. I can put them in the refrigerator. You could actually probably take them like this and freeze them in between sheets of wax paper so that you could save them for another time. I've done these with sweet potatoes, like grated sweet potato in it. They're really kind of very versatile, so you can do a lot of different things with them. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what I do with these. I'm going to clean up my mess, and then I'm going to move on to the next dish. Welcome back. I'm on to the next recipe that I'm making today, and that is chickpea salad. This is really simple to make, and I like to eat it either on a wrap or on sometimes Ezekiel bread, or often I'll just use romaine leaves, because my feeling is like, why do I want to waste calories on bread, which I don't need? But I'm going to go ahead and drain this can of chickpeas. I'm just going to give them a rinse here. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's done. All right, to my food processor, I put a quarter of an onion. I put a clove of garlic, and now I'm going to throw in the chickpeas. And I am just going to give this a pulse, because you really want it. It's going to turn into like a chickpea, almost like the consistency of, I don't know. I can't even think of the consistency. Tuna salad. I don't want to say tuna salad because it's finer than that. It's almost like a paste, but you don't have to make it that pasty. You can just either grind it or pulse it till it gets little fine particles like sand, or you can make it a paste. I tend to make it a paste. It's just easier to deal with. So, all right, I'm going to pulse this out. I'm going to scrape down my sides because I want those onions to get finely minced in there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of salt. I use Redmond's real salt. I do like that the best. I'm going to use a teaspoon of curry powder. I'm going to use a teaspoon of regular paprika. You could probably use the smoked Oops, that's way too much. Okay. You could probably use the smoked paprika, but I just use regular in this. And now I'm also going to add a tablespoon of sriracha. And I take that back. It's a half a tablespoon of sriracha. I'm running out. It's time to get some more. I use that quite a lot. All right, and then I'm going to put a tablespoon of maple syrup in there. Okay. And now I'm just going to mix it or pulse it until it's well incorporated. I got to scrape down my sides. And that's it. So easy to make. It's very tasty. This is like one of my favorite things. And I probably will give it a good, I'm going to transfer this into a bowl, and then I'm going to give it a better mix. But just so you get an idea, that's what it looks like. Again, sometimes I'll buy Ezekiel bread and I'll toast it, put some lettuce on it, put some of the chickpea salad. Very good. I'll use wraps with it, and then often if I want to kind of save on my, not put all my grains that I eat for the day in bread, I will put it on romaine lettuce and eat it that way. It's very good. So that's my cooking for the day, to try to beat the heat, especially this one. It doesn't require the oven at all. I have my black bean burgers are in the oven, and they have 9 more minutes, and then I'm going to flip them, and they're in there for another 10 minutes, and I'm done cooking for the day. That entire thing took about 15-20 minutes. It probably took longer because I'm trying to work around the camera. And you can find both those recipes in my book, Simple and Nutritious, which is found on Amazon. I'll put the link down below for it. And again, and this is a very low cost meal. It doesn't cost anything. Can of chickpeas cost me $1. A few simple ingredients in it, and I'm good to go. And the same thing with the black bean burger. So eating plant-based whole foods does not have to be expensive. It doesn't have to cost a fortune. If there's some fancier ingredients in them that you don't want to do, there's plenty of substitutions in the book. I tried to list some of those substitutions if you wanted to do that. A lot of these ingredients now, places like Walmart carries them. I shop at Aldi. Aldi will carry them. So you don't have to go to a fancier store that costs more money to get these either. So I'm really thankful that some of these bigger chains that are less expensive are coming on board with this way of eating. I hope you have a good day. I hope you stay cool. It's a challenge here when we don't have air conditioning in our house. We only have it in the bedrooms. We have window units for the bedroom, so at least we can sleep at night. And I am thankful that I have a family room downstairs that's in the basement, and it's noticeably cooler. When we go down in the basement, which is underground, it's, I'd say at least 15 degrees cooler down there than it is up here. And especially when I turn my oven on, it really heats up in the summertime. So have a great day. I'll talk to you next time.